Hey, Courtney, a little bit later than usual getting the home opener, but just how do you feel about coming back home, getting to play in front of your fans?
We're excited. We're excited obviously get to play in Bogle Park. We're excited about getting to play in front of just an incredible fan base. And we're also very excited about the weather, Ethan. So it's all three things. It's just always nice being home. But when you get some really great weather at the end of February, it's extra bonus.
And then coming off the Marionette, just what did you think from the play on the field, just the experience in general? What did you take from your team getting to have that Marionette experience?
I thought it was great. It's a really well-run tournament. It's an incredible field. So it's great weather, sunshine, all of that. You're creating pretty awesome environments early in the season. And so it was a really positive experience overall. I was really pleased with the team throughout, to be in that tournament and come home 4-1. I'm just really pleased with the way they competed. Even through the UCLA game, I know when you look at the score, it looks like it was a pretty big separation, but it wasn't really indicative of the game. And it's, a few things that are in our control that can kind of change the outcome and change that game overall. And so it's really nice knowing that coming out and getting to learn that in February is um, just really great. So I'm continue to be impressed with this team. Continue to be really proud of this team. And so I thought this past weekend was no different.
Speaking on the UCLA game, do you think it's helped the team having that experience maybe behind them a little bit? Because UCLA had played a lot of really highly ranked teams coming into it. That was kind of the first time to have the big, top five naming or ranking against teams. Do you think that helped the team to maybe have that experience now behind them moving into what's going to be a really, really tough SEC?
Yeah, I don't know how it wouldn't. I think that going through that, they're a legit top five. I think they're higher than that. Um, I just think they're an exceptional offensive lineup. And I think it's really great to get to be challenged in weekend three with a team like that and seeing where you where you match up and where you are and also knowing we're really not that far off. Um, and knowing that, a few things that were self-induced change kind of the feel and parts of that game. So I think it was a really great feeling. I think if we have the right mentality with that, we come out learning a huge lesson and being better for it. And I believe that's where we're at.
Thanks so much. I might hop back in.
Robin?
Yeah, Coach. Obviously, Bree had an amazing weekend. What did you see from her, and how has the conversation been with her, kind of, going throughout the season so far?
Well, yeah, she this weekend was no different than what she's done all year. She's swinging the ball really well. She's swinging it really confidently. She is she's grinded for the where she's at, the feeling that she has. I think she's really been really level with just the highs and lows of the game, and handled that really, really well. And then she's made everyone else around her better. This weekend was no different. I mean, just the production she's putting up is crazy, but not surprising because she is that good of a hitter. And everyone around her is better, but then also setting her up for great opportunity. So I mean, this weekend was incredible. That's what she's done all year so far, and that's who she is.
Have you seen her, like you mentioned, she's making everybody else around her better, but have you seen her like that in the locker room with some of like the younger players, kind of mentoring them a little bit?
Absolutely. She's really mentored them from the fall when they got here. Is just having such a young group, having familiarity with some of the young ones in that young group, of just being in the same travel ball organization as Ella and Cam and Ash, and having connections to the other Houston players. She has taken them under their wing. I think they have a really great relationship. She's really helped them, but they've really helped her too. So there's been a lot of give and take there. And you can see in a competitive setting in general how this team talks to each other and how they relay information is just a really confident, inducing, positive way. And she's definitely leading the charge there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dudley?
Coach, talk a little bit about obviously winning is the biggest thing, but talk about being able to play so many people on so many during so many games and how that kind of helps, them get into the season.
Yeah, it's been really great. It is great to win, and I will never take that for granted. It's getting harder and harder to win. I think you're seeing that across the country and matchups every day. Um, but it's been really nice to be able to use our depth. We have really great depth, versatile depth, really strong depth. When people ask me about our lineup nine and their production, it's to me, it's like, dang, we have 12, 13, 14, 15 that we can get in there at any point and produce. We can mix around the defensive lineup. Obviously, we have some really strong arms in the circle. We have depth behind the plate. It's been really nice to be able to utilize all that and just continue to build up that strength as we move through a very long season.
Appreciate it.
Mhm.
Oh, hop back in. Hey, it's just been impressive the start to the season Robin's had. What have you seen from her just to be able to continue to go out there and it just seems like she's playing with a level of confidence we might not have seen even last year when she made that big jump then.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is you can tell visually whether her stuff's on or not. She just has this different air about her that she's really worked hard to get. And it's that mentality, it's that confidence, it's that wanting the ball and wanting to be the ace of the group. And we're seeing that. So she's really worked to elevate her game in that way. And I think she's been tremendous. I mean, I'm coming out of the weekend and, I'm not an awards person by any means, but when I'm looking at the Marienetter all tournament team and Robin's not on it and she has 2 wins and gave up 1 hit, I'm kind of wondering like, what else does she need to do? She give up one too many hits? What's going on here? Against 2 offenses that have had a ton of production. And so she definitely neutralized that. So she's in a really great spot. I don't even think she's at her best yet, just having been out right before we started with her tonsillectomy. And so I think she's still working to get to her best. And she has done just a tremendous job. Like I said, she's really elevated her mental game. And so the biggest thing how we can see that play out is I'm not sure she's even had her best stuff yet, but you would never know it and how she's competed and how she's handled herself and how she's fueled her team. Really proud of her.
And then what went into the final day, kind of deciding to pitch Robin, Baylor, and then giving Peyton the ball, UCLA, was that just getting Peyton the ball, knowing that she's going to have a lot of really great offense that she goes against to kind of give her that experience?
Well, there's a number of things that go into that decision. One, it's matchups. 2, it's strategy. 3, it's having a lot of belief in our young pitching, and also wanting to see what we're doing well and what we need to work on against a high level offense like UCLA, so that we can fully get ready for the rest of our schedule. And it gave us all of that. So we got to put them in a really big environment against a really great offense. We did some things really well. We did some things that we could do better. And so we got all of those lessons with Peyton, with Cam, with Reese, with Robin throughout, with Lexi, just being able to get them into those environments and get that feedback that we can now make better. It's great.
And I know you mentioned it with UCLA that it really wasn't like the score wasn't indicative of kind of how, close it was for a lot of parts of the game. How have the freshmen, especially like Peyton, dealt with just, it wasn't really the result that she wanted, but knowing that she really was just a finger here to there, and then they're up 4-1.
Well, they're competitors. So one, they don't like the outcome. So it's kind of made them hungrier through that experience. But I think when we really get a chance, today's our first day back at practice, to really get to dive into what we did well and what are little things we could do better. When you really look at that inning where they scored, there's 2 outs. She hits a batter. We have a pass ball, and then they hit like a chopper just a well-placed ground ball through the right side. It's self-induced, with the free pass, it's self-induced with the pass ball, putting them in scoring position. So there's just little things, and then next thing you know, there's like a little liner up the middle, and then we miss a pitch on their best hitter. Um, and that's softball. I get it. That's softball. That's a great offense putting pressure on, but that's also self-induced and something that we can fix on our side. And so it's just really good lessons to learn so early in the season.
And talking about choppers placed well, Reagan had quite a few of those this weekend. What was it? Was it good to see her? Just kind of a breakthrough weekend. It felt like for her.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. We all have had the privilege of getting to watch Reagan for a long time and knowing that she has game-changing speed. And I think more than anything, it was her just staying the course. I think she pressed a little early in season. I think she just kind of let the game come back to her and then really exposed the surface and just had such good body control and back control to just get the hops she wanted, the placement she wanted. She had an exceptional weekend, one of the best weekends I've seen her have. And it was just great to see that in her. Obviously, just her placement down the line, her placement in the slots with runners on, and not feeling like she needed to be too big, and just feeling like she needed to be exactly who she is in those moments. And so I'm really proud of her. It was not an easy start, for someone of her caliber, and sometimes you can press and it becomes a little bigger, but she just let the game come back to her. And she's looking really, really good right now. Maybe the best I've seen her look.
Thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I'll hop in real quick. Hey, Coach, I was just wondering, 15 games in, where are some areas that maybe, are better off than you thought they would be at the beginning of the season? And where are some areas maybe you think, hey, we need to grow heading into SEC play after this weekend?
I am really pleased with all the facets of our game. I think there's growth to be had in all of them. So I think that, defensively, we have a very strong defense. I think there's times where we're just giving them 60 they don't deserve. It's a big emphasis of ours. And so it's just making sure that we're playing in rhythm and making sure that we're not allowing anybody, whether the team's doing it or self-induced, to just kind of get out of rhythm and just take the outs that they're giving us. And so I think that's most of the growth is going to come from just things we're kind of doing to ourselves. Pitching wise, our big emphasis, after the first couple weeks is just limiting free passes. Our staff is very talented. They are very complementary of each other. And in that they can offset some powerful offenses as long as we make them earn it. And so that's been a big point of emphasis with us. And I think we shored that up for the most part this past weekend. And then offensively, I think we have the ability to produce 1 through, like I said, at the beginning, 13, 14. It doesn't matter who's in. And I think our adjustability has been really good. I think maybe that could always be better, of just kind of learning from each other more, of not making sure you're not learning from your first at bat, but you're learning from the 5 at bats before you. Because as we continue to work through the year, we're going to have to adjust quicker with just the bigger staffs, utilizing more pitchers. I think that's something that has been a strength of ours, but it's something we will continue to work to be better.
And then again, with one weekend here until SEC play, what are you hoping to see this week back at Bogle from the team?
Well, I think anytime you're in a non-conference weekend with multiple opponents, you're looking for your team to just really take care of your side of the ball. You have to be ready for anything. You have to adjust a lot. We're going to see a lot of different arms. We're going to see a lot of different batters, a lot of different strategies offensively. And so for us, it's just really fine-tuning what we do and controlling what we can control and not giving up more than what's earned. And so that's the big thing of just kind of taking care of business, really playing our game. And it's kind of crazy to think it's already almost SEC time. But as we get ready for that, and when we get ready for the long haul, every weekend's an opportunity to learn and grow and connect a little bit more. And so that's what we're looking for this weekend to do.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up and stay on and talk to the talent for this weekend. So media, you're free to go. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.